Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk, thinking right out here in my lab, doing what I do for you. I'm out here tinkering in my lab, trying to come up with some ideas. I got a nice one I think you might enjoy. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. Message and story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. We got a good thing going on. I'm excited. Let's do what we do. Right Thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. It's all mental. Just did that lesson. And because of that, I found this. So moving on. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your mission, well, your goal is to know thyself. Me, the right thinker master, my goal, my mission is to get you to know thyself, what give you the education. So the lessons, that's what I do for you. Let's go. I ask the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. If you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. Pay attention. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Get you to know you. A person who knows not, knows not that they know not, it's foolish. Disregard them. They don't know themselves. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. They can learn to know themselves. So you teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know, they just avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual law clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right think to know thyself. And to my yacht be true. Just had to be going through the last lesson I just gave was about all mental. So as I'm sitting around, I found thinking in destiny. And I found a topic, a 2-page little lesson here. It's gonna be a little hard to understand. Hopefully I break it down for you. But it ties into what I was just telling you about. Everything is mental. God and the devil, both mental, between the ears. And this chapter, which is chapter 8, section 1, the title is The Mental Atmosphere of the Human. Title, Mental Destiny. Thought that was interesting. So I delve into it and got a little something out of there. So let me give you a few quick lessons about this. I just came up with it. Hopefully it can help you out. This is from Thinking in Destiny. All destiny begins with thinking. When the thought is developed to externalization, that means manifestation, that is what? The physical result. It starts with what? A thought. When they do the eye, right? You got the little part there. Maybe go right here. Smell, okay. Sight, hearing. This is the thinking. This is the thought. They just overlook that. They go straight to touch and taste. And my man here say we don't even do the touch. That's not part of the senses. So he used 4. So you hear me refer to the 4 senses. That's the reason why. That's his philosophical concept. Let's go. Now, when you think of it, you manifest it, that comes to what? It also results in psychic power. That means you're able to create something from your mind. You can think it. That, what's this? From that mental result and from that knowing result, for the human, all this is done by what? Thinking around a thought. I got right thinking and I also got right thoughts. Covering both bases. Why? It's 2 sides of the brain. A thought is what? A whole. Thought as a whole, as a whole is his mental destiny. And the other 3 kinds of destiny and the results come out of it by what? Thinking. Everything that's mental is done through thinking. These 4 kinds of destiny, are the destiny of the human, not the true and self. That means the physical body, the internal body don't affect. So the thinker and the knower have no destiny. Okay? Because what? They do not create thoughts when they think. The mental destiny of a human is what? His predisposition to think as he does. You are what you think. If it is the state of what? The mental atmosphere of the human dependent, it is his mental character, again, his mental endowments, which are used by what? His feelings and desires. Remember them? He's big on that because he knows feelings and desires come from eternal. Then the active part of the mental atmosphere is what is represented in the human by what? By three of the minds of the thinker, of the truer self, meaning the three people inside you, the truer self, which is what? Which are part of the service of the doer, which is in the body. This is the body mind. The body mind means it only can take in signals that the body gives it by the five senses. He say four. So you hear me say body mind, that's the mind that uses the senses. Okay. Now, with feeling and desire, you should what? Think to care for and to control the physical body and nature. So then there is what? The feeling mind, which feelings should use to find and distinguish itself from the body. The feelings is different than the physical. And watch this. And also to give form to what? Matter of nature by what? Thinking. And there is a desire mind. Here we go. The desire mind, that's the ego self. Okay, you should know that. To what? To distinguish itself as what? Desire from what? From the body in which it is. Again, physical pleasures. It wants to do what it wants to do. Again, the thought. And that's the ego. And what's this? To have union with feeling. Okay, that's, for me, the concept is your conscious mind should want to get together with your heart conscious and become one. That's the concept. Why he says it's a little different, but it says he wants to have union with the feeling. The desire wants to connect with the feeling. I get that. I understand that. Break a little different. Like I do my man. I'm gonna break this stuff down so you can understand it. The way he said it, when I first got this book, I didn't have a clue what none of these people were to do, to think, to know. So now with knowledge and understanding, I run through this as if I wrote it. Now, but feeling and desire, again, heart, mind, the doer, which is you, the human, again, usually what? Think with what? The body, mind, the senses, taste, touch, and feel. Follow with me. And in the service of nature, in the run of human, watch this, beings, the doer works what? Chiefly with what? The body mind for its feelings and desires, as the laborer, a trader, a lawyer, a manager, an accountant, an inventor, a builder. All these is done with physical body, the mind, the body mind. And watch this. The use of three minds lowers or elevates what? Feeling and desire, depending how you wanted to go. You can go good, go back. Again, it's still back to choice. Still back to having a choice. Feeling and desire are concerned with what? Physical things. Again, this physical world is the human part. Don't fall in love with it. Why? Because it's gonna leave. You're gonna leave it. Feeling and desire is based on physical stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Raise above that and not concern yourself with all this stuff. That's all. And watch this. Because what? They are busy with material things, acquiring things, buying things, having things. That's all human nature. That's the body. The body mind. It wants to acquire stuff. It likes the world. And watch this. And what they do? They live in them. And they are bound up with them. And what? They do not leave them. If something you desire that you don't get in this world, you take that thought into the next life with you, so to speak, conceptually. And what happens? They are the servants of the body. I just gave a lesson about it being mental. Again, if you serve yourself, you can bless you. You serve your higher self, true self, he said the same thing. you will be rewarded. But if you live on servicing your body, you cannot be rewarded with a blessing. I just gave that lesson, but that's the concept. That's why I just went over this. I just gave this lesson so you can get a back-to-back lesson in mental concepts. I'm just reading my mind with his. Okay, mental destiny. So the thinking, which is what? Which the three minds do, is that which is what? It makes mental destiny. Thinking is a two kinds. Real thinking, which is the study, holding of what? The conscious light within, understanding, knowing thyself, on what? The subject of the thinking, and the ordinary human thinking, which is what? Which is either passive or active to the subject of thought, depending what it is, depending on how they feel. You got passive thinking is of objects, again, of the senses, merely listless and casual, and without effort to hold the light. It ain't that important, but it is to you. You hold it as some big thing, personal. Active thinking is what? Is the effort to hold the light. Passive thinking begets, watch this, active thinking, and the consequence, thoughts are conceived and issued. They are beings and have what? In them something which, once they have been externalized, they require their successive projections until they are balanced. That's learning and understanding you, how to work you. Thinking, what's this, and the thoughts which follow, it depends on what? The condition of who? Your mental state. Good, heaven. Bad, hell. State of mind, condition, which is what? Which is the mental destiny of the person. Again, this controls everything. The atmosphere has a what? Your moral aspect and is dominated by a ruling thought. Good thoughts, bad thoughts. Pump the good thoughts. Evaluate that. Let the bad ones go. That's simple. Make that choice. It's all up to you. And watch this. And again, it has mental attitudes and mental sets a certain amount of what? Knowledge, which is based on what? Experiences through the four senses. There you go again. I knew I was coming through the four senses. And watch this. And warning of what? Conscious. And he spelled conscious Conscience. He knew that. I love it. Watch this. I'm about to wrap it up. Oh, this is cool. Yeah. In its most general aspect of the atmosphere, and it's either, watch this, honest or dishonest, and has accordingly a tendency to truthfulness or to lying. Again, your choice, your call. The good and the evil thinking that men have done remains with them in their material world until what? Removed by right thinking. Booyah! Certain mental attitudes toward responsibility will raise the thinking from what? From servitude to interference to a mental excellence, aka knowing thyself, which in later lives appear as enlightenment. I love this. Last one, last paragraph, and I'm done. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you got the lesson. I thought it was important. Responsibility is what? Connected to duty. To who? Oneself. The present duty, the doing of which what? Leads to the balancing of thoughts. Right thoughts supersedes the wrong thoughts. One of the objects of life, the main ingredients is what? Is to think without creating negative thoughts. Clear your mind, meditate, and you can forget all that stuff. That's what that's about. Watch this. Now, this is without being attached to what? The objects for which the thought is created and can be attained only when what? The desire is self-controlled. And what? Directed by, again, yours truly, right thinking. Taking it home. Until then, When you activate your right thinking, you learn to master and control your emotions. Until then, thoughts will be created and are led to a bad destiny. Wrong thoughts, bad destiny. Right thoughts, led to destiny. That's the lesson. Hope you understood it. Remember, think, think, think. It ain't illegal yet. It's all mental. Trust me.